Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Fluctus Channel. As the protector of United States borders, the U.S. military employs an array of sophisticated systems, tools, and tactics to shield civilians from threats. On land, a network of tanks, drones, and infantry stand vigilant and always active to respond within moments. In the skies, advanced missiles and air defense systems patrol and protect, ensuring that threats from above meet rapid and decisive action. But what about the threats that lurk underneath the ocean's surface? While aircraft carriers and destroyers patrol above the water surface, it's the submarine that navigates the deep waters where stealth is paramount. These vessels play a crucial role in our naval strategy, especially when a mission demands a concealed approach. The origin of submarines is traced back to the 19th century. During World War I, when submarines proved their strategic worth, improving the world of naval warfare. Over the decades, submarines have evolved from basic underwater vessels to highly sophisticated components of the Navy arsenal. They offer a unique mixture of stealth, endurance, and versatility, making them an indispensable asset in global security. The main advantage of a submarine is that it can be operated from anywhere without being noticed by the enemy. The concept of a self-contained vessel underneath the sea has already been in the human imagination for centuries. In order to travel underwater, submarines must function by adhering to some key laws of nature, including Archimedes' principle for buoyancy and Boyle's law. These vessels are designed to manage the extreme conditions of the ocean depths. A submarine is constructed as a completely sealed unit featuring a dual hull design. The outer one shapes the submarine, while the inner shell, or the pressure hull, is a fortress that protects the crew from intense water pressure and cold temperatures. Sandwiched beneath these shells are ballast tanks, crucial for making the submarine sink or float on command. Keeping a submarine stable underwater is a bit like balancing a seesaw. The crew must constantly adjust the weights within the vessel to keep stability. This balancing act is managed with trim tanks at the front and back, which can be filled or emptied as needed.
727068, hold on.
For steering, there's a rudder for turning and diving planes for going deeper or rising up, much like the controls on an airplane. Modern submarines, including the new Virginia class, feature additional controls at the front, enhancing their agility in the water. Building a submarine starts with a lot of planning. Engineers decide on everything, from its size and shape to what kinds of engines and weapons it will have. Once the design is set, it's time to gather the right materials. Submarines need super strong materials like high-strength steel and titanium because they have to withstand deep sea pressures. Construction starts with the submarine's hull, which is basically its main body. Workers cut large steel plates, mold them into the right shape, and then weld them together to form the inner and outer layers of the hull. Between these layers, there are spaces for ballast tanks, which help the submarine sink or float. Building these tanks is a precise job, and they need to be tough and perfectly sealed to withstand the pressure of the ocean. Inside the submarine, different compartments are built for the crew, engines, and equipment, like torpedoes. Everything must be arranged just right to support life underwater and keep the submarine operating smoothly. Finally, once everything is put together, the submarine undergoes a series of tests to ensure everything works correctly and is safe to operate. It's a long process with many steps, but it's all about ensuring the submarine can do its job underwater. While submarines protect the ocean's depths, providing unseen sight and strategic capability underneath the water, aircraft carriers command the surface above. These massive ships act like floating air bases, equipped with long flight decks to launch and recover all kinds of aircraft. This capability allows a Navy to show its power far from home without needing bases on foreign soil, making aircraft carriers the cornerstone of modern naval strategy. They've come a long way since their early days of launching balloons from wooden decks, evolving into nuclear-powered giants that can carry scores of fighter jets and helicopters. Besides their military muscle, aircraft carriers are powerful diplomatic tools, often described as 100,000 tons of diplomacy. By operating in international waters, they avoid political entanglements, get planes quickly to where they're needed, and massively extend the reach and influence of their home countries. Looking at a carrier's deck, you might wonder, where are all the planes? you usually just see a few on top. The secret is that most jets are hidden below in big rooms called hangars. When it's time to fly a plane, special elevators lift it from these hangars to the deck. Most of these elevators are on the sides of the ship. Additionally, there is another special elevator located in the middle of the ship that is used to move heavy items, such as weapons, that the boat requires. The way these elevators work isn't too different from those you might ride in at a shopping mall or office building. But of course, they're not the same. They have to be more extensive and more robust because they're lifting jets like the F-18, not just people. Another big difference is what's under the hood. At the same time, most building elevators use electric motors, while the elevators on aircraft carriers use hydraulic power. This means they use the force of moving liquid to lift things up and down, which is perfect for handling heavy loads like jets and bombs. Let's explore how these giant vessels are constructed. To make the construction process easier and more efficient, each carrier is put together using a technique that involves assembling modular pieces known as superlifts. These superlifts can weigh up to 80 to 900 tons and include multiple compartments across several decks. A supercarrier contains nearly 200 of these superlifts. The construction process for each superlift involves assembling its steel structure and installing most of the wiring and plumbing before it even reaches the ship. Using a giant bridge crane, workers carefully lift and accurately place each model into its designated spot within the ship's framework, and then weld it securely to the adjoining modules. Powering these immense structures through the water are 4 massive bronze screw propellers, each about 21 feet across, far larger than what you'd find on any family boat. These propellers are turned by shafts connected to steam turbines driven by high-pressure steam generated from the ship's 2 nuclear reactors. These reactors not only propel the ship, but also supply power for its electrical systems, including an onboard desalination plant capable of producing enough fresh water daily for 2,000 homes. After the assembly of these giant ships, they undergo rigorous testing in extreme conditions to ensure they are sea-ready and capable of handling the demands of active duty. This testing phase, known as sea trials, subjects the aircraft carrier to a series of intense assessments that test everything, from the ship's speed and agility to its weaponry and defense systems. The The construction and operation of these mighty ships showcase the advanced technological prowess and strategic capabilities of the U.S. Navy, ensuring security from the ocean floor to the skies above. That's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any of our new content. See you next time.